You've got it tuned to the Texas Standard. I'm Laura Rice. And if my voice sounds a little different, it's because I'm joining you from a different space. I'm in Studio 1A, our station KUT and KUTX's beautiful performance studio, and I'm here with a whole band. This is a story that we're going to try to do justice in our short time on the radio, but you're going to be able to find a special and extended version on texasstandard.org and on our YouTube page. This band is led by Austin-based photojournalist and musician Tamir Kalifa, who is combining his talents in a new project called Witness. Tamir, welcome back to the Texas Standard.
Thank you so much for having me and for having all of us here too.
Absolutely. Well, it's actually your second time on our program, and the last time we spoke, almost a year ago exactly, you had just been awarded the American Mosaic Journalism Prize for your photography in Uvalde. And I understand you actually took that prize money and put it toward this new project, which explores Uvalde and beyond. What do you want people to know about Witness?
So Witness is a combination of my photographs and music that has been inspired by my reporting and experiences behind the camera. So Uvalde, the songs I wrote about Uvalde, 3 of them, are the emotional center of the piece, but this project is really career spanning. It covers my time documenting the Texas-Mexico border, the Walmart shooting in El Paso, the pandemic, Hurricane Harvey, and covering the Kilauea volcano eruption in Hawaii in 2018. And so throughout all of my experiences in all of these places, the theme that kept emerging was that when people are pushed to their limits and to their extremes, they can reveal an extraordinary resilience. And music has always been an important method for me to process some of what I've experienced and some of what I've witnessed. And starting in 2018, I started writing music about it and trying to make sense of it while also trying to appreciate some of the people I've met along the way. And so this project is rooted in a sense of care and compassion for these people and these issues, but it's also an attempt to prolong some of the lifespan and the relevance of some of this work, which some of it's years old. And as we know, the pace of the news cycle moves extremely quickly. And some of the work that we do tends to get looked past very quickly as it's eclipsed by whatever else is happening. And so this project is an attempt to slow down a little bit, to linger, and it's grounded in the humanity that made these stories urgent in the first place.
You mentioned some of the topics there, also COVID, immigration, the El Paso shooting. These are really heavy stories. You were writing along the way, but were you also re-exploring as you entered into this project? Yeah,
absolutely. I found that the writing process actually sort of seeped into the songs in their totality. And sometimes when I was writing one piece, say about Uvalde, I was actually thinking about something in Hurricane Harvey and vice versa. And so it's really been an experience that has combined all of these different elements and different experiences. But I've tried to make the music as accessible as can be, because I want people to be able to I wanted to create a space where people didn't feel like they had to look past some of these issues that are very heavy, and create a space that actually invites them to reflect and spend time with it. And I actually see it as an extension of my journalism, by just exploring the richness of the humanity at the core of all of these stories, and give people an opportunity to really sit with that. And the project has no prescriptions. It's not meant to be didactic. It's really just inviting that kind of that sense of reflection.
Well, you talk about combining music and your photojournalism. What does that look like in practice? This is really an experiential project that you've put together.
Yeah, so I'm still figuring it out myself, but this project really is an experience, or at least I want it to be. And so I've developed a performance where, as we play the songs and as I sing them, I screen the photographs that inspired the songs, and I've timed it so that when you hear a certain lyric, you see an image that actually in some cases inspired that exact line. And during the performance, I try to tie it all together with stories about some of my experiences that in some ways draws the curtain from behind journalism and helps just give a little bit more insight into the humanity that underlies it all.
Was this something you always wanted to do, or did it kind of come up as a dream that was made possible in part by winning this prize? I mean, how did this come about?
Well, I played in Austin bands for many years. One of them was Mother Falcon, and I'm grateful to be joined by some of the members of that band. But we played in Austin for many years, and a part of me wanted to make music about photography because as I've been on assignment, or as I was in the band, I was also starting to take on assignments and more ambitious projects, and I wanted to do something that combined all of these things. I just didn't quite know how, and during my time with the band, I didn't have work that I felt really was compatible with that. And so as I started covering bigger and bigger events and getting closer and closer to some of the people who experienced them, I realized that this idea of combining music and photography actually was accessible and was possible. And I've long felt that the whole can be greater than the sum of its parts. And so by combining music and photography, I can try to present an experience that I hope is more powerful than the two of them independently.
Well, talk to me about what you want this to be, what you want it to grow into. I know you have a performance in Austin this month. Where would you hope it goes from there?
So yeah, we're debuting this project with a show at the Rollins Theater at the Long Center on January 23rd, and I'll be joined by these amazing musicians that are with me here. But what I hope this project can take on a life of its own. I hope that it can bring I hope that it can bring journalism a little bit closer to audiences, but I also want it to be an opportunity to engage in a dialogue. And so I would love to bring this project to venues and cultural institutions in the big cities, but I'm just as eager to take it to community centers and libraries and places of worship all across America. Anybody who's willing to have me and who's willing to explore some of these topics, and again, the humanity that is at the core of it all. Not with any political agenda other than to just explore the compassion and the care and the humanity that binds us all. Because one thing that I've truly learned amidst all of this is that we have so much more in common than what divides us. And I hope that music and art can be a path to explore that.
You've mentioned this wonderful group of musicians with you. There's really someone special I want you to introduce first. Could you talk to me about your co-vocalist here?
Yeah, so I'm actually getting chills just out of gratitude, but I'm joined here by Jasmine Cáceres. And she is truly one of the most extraordinary young women I've ever had the privilege of meeting, and I feel immensely grateful that she's joined us here. And I'd like her to just introduce herself.
Well, yes, I'm Jasmine Cáceres. I'm from Uvalde, Texas. I'm the eldest sister of Jackie Cáceres, who lost her life at Robb Elementary.
So tell me, why get involved in this project?
Tamir asked me to. Well, it was one of the first songs that Tamir showed us was Jackie's song. And just to participate in a project like this that memorializes my sister in such a different and unique way, I'm just very, very honored and very grateful to keep sharing my sister's story.
How did that conversation come about? I mean, was it you're a beautiful singer, come join me, and what was that?
I don't even remember.
Well, so I first I met the Cáceres family early on at a gun violence prevention rally in Austin, and I was covering the aftermath for the New York Times, and Jasmine's family was there, and I approached them. And Jasmine had recognized me from some of the time I had spent in the square, and one thing led to another. They brought me to Jackie's grave the next day, and we just really forged a meaningful connection and bond. And as I kept going back to Uvalde, we'd spend more and more time, and I just felt a deep sense of commitment to trying to visualize what that community was going through. And the reality is, when you do that, you have a lot of time to we're not really doing that much other than hanging out and talking to each other. And I found out Jasmine was an amazing singer, and I brought my guitar and we started singing all sorts of different songs, like, Yellow by Coldplay and some Hozier songs, because I know Jasmine loves Hozier. And then I just brought them a song one day that I had written about them. And then it's sort of been it's been just an amazing journey since then.
I mean, what would you add, Jasmine? I mean, that must be...
I don't have much to add other than Tamir had mentioned me recognizing him. And I think it goes to show how after such a tragedy like the one that happened in Uvalde, the relationship between media and the people that these stories are being told about is such a complicated one. And the way that Tamir is telling these stories so beautifully and so respectfully, I just props to Tamir.
Thank you, Jasmine.
I love it. Well, we are going to hear Jackie's Rock for us. And then I'm also going to ask you to play a couple other songs.
The essence of this song is about a gesture of gratitude for Jasmine and Jackie's amazing family. They asked me to take just a little rock from the Nueces that was painted with the word Paris on it to Paris in her honor. And I did. So the song is called Jackie's Rock. And it features the amazing harmonies of Jasmine Casares. There's a rock from Uvalde on a ledge by the banks of the Seine. It's tucked in the roots of an ivy bush. Jackie's name is written in white. She'd always dreamed of seeing the city of lights. Beside her on that June afternoon, her grave fresh and swollen with dirt, covered in rocks painted like Takis and TikTok, ramen and the Eiffel Tower. All of the things little Jackie, all of the things little Jackie. Found a home in Paris. Jackie should have homework and she should have turned town, painting rocks of her own after class. Oh, all of the things little Jackie, all of the things little Jackie. If I can just introduce the amazing musicians that are here with me. Of course, we're graced with the presence of Jasmine Casadas. We've also got Sterling Stefan over here with the beautiful braids. One of my dear friends who also produced the record. Amazing musician. He's playing sax and flute. We've got Dusty Rhodes, former bassist of Mother Falcon. Josh Halpern behind me on drums. And Peter Schultz over here playing guitar. And I'm Tamir Kalifa. This next song that we're going to do is the second of the three songs I wrote about Uvalde. And it's about the family of Tess Mata, who was 10 years old when she was killed at Robb Elementary. Tess was a rambunctious kid. She adored her parents, loved her older sister, Faith, and their cat, Oliver. She wanted to be a first responder. And her parents are amazing. Ronnie is an elementary school teacher in Uvalde, and Jerry is an airplane mechanic with just the most incredible laugh. And as I got to know them, I just heard how eloquently and compassionately they spoke, not just about their daughter, but about what they'd been through. And so the lyrics to this song were actually inspired by some of the things that I heard them say. And so as I was writing it, I imagined what it must feel like to be lying awake, restless at night, trying to process all that they had been through and trying to imagine how to gather all of this brokenness and try to make something good with it. And Jasmine is going to join me on this one as well.
Come another dawn, get us through the night. I promise to be strong in all these waking fights. Trapped in feedback songs, trying to right the wrongs. Come another dawn, I'll make good on this one.
Thanks, y'all. Back in 2018, I was doing a lot of coverage of the Texas-Mexico border, and I was on the Mexican side of the bridge between Brownsville and Matamoros, Mexico, and I met this family that was fleeing gang violence in Honduras, and they were waiting on the Mexican side of the bridge, hoping to enter and seek asylum. And I spoke to them, and they said that they came with nothing. They had no possessions, they had no food, they had no money, but they had hope. And so eventually they entered, they made their claim. And I followed them as they took their first steps in the U.S. in Houston. And I was with them for a little bit, but one thing led to another, and we lost touch, and I never was able to really finish that photo essay. But I never forgot them, and so I wrote this song in appreciation of their humanity, but also because many of our ancestors made a similar journey as they did to help give us what we have today. And so this song is called Border, and Jasmine and these amazing musicians are going to join me on it too.
They woke up on America's doorstep. What's another day? What's another hour? 1,000 miles from home, water bottle for a shower. They woke up above the Rio Bravo, and past the razor wire, they could see the Texas skies for 3 days and 3 nights. The bridge was a bedroom with headlights for nightlights, and now they're waiting at the border for a chance to find a better life than this. They're waiting at the border, but it ain't easy hanging round with these wise guys running town. Suspended between hope and disillusion, tired and poor, huddled in mass, dignified despite the circumstance. These are the ones that she spoke of, the ones tempest tossed and yearning to breathe free. That was just a sonnet, pen to raise $1. But down here those words don't mean a thing when they've been waiting at the border for some time. Everything is on the line. They're waiting at the border. a Houston suburb. Ankle bracelet, flashing red. Batteries dead, don't get comfortable. They are six of many, caged by picket fences, staring out the window at a life not meant for them. The blues and greens deal their fate. There's nothing left to do but wait.
Thanks, y'all.